Welcome to VirtuallyLive, the podcast where we get insights from marketing leaders and event professionals. I'm Ashley, Content Marketing Manager at Kaltura. In today's episode, we're joined by not two, not three, but four incredible industry leaders. Jennifer Sachs from Salesforce, Jacqueline Woods from Teradata, RJ Crowder-Shaver from Bloomberg, and Hardeep Singh, formerly from Workday. They'll share pivotal decisions that transformed their organization's approach to digital innovation. Hosting today's discussion is Navia Zaria, Chief Product and Engineering Officer at Kaltura. Enjoy!
Now we have an amazing panel ahead of us here with great leaders, which I'm so excited to host today. We're going to speak about 3 I's, right? So it's going to be about impact and inclusion and about innovation. And we're going to hear stories, real life stories about data and video and experience. So maybe I will start, Jennifer, with you, if you can introduce yourself a little bit about what you do in Salesforce, and each one of you, if you can share one decision that you made to change the future of yourself or your organization.
Wow, no pressure. Hi, everyone. Nice to be here with you all. I'm Jenny Sachs. I lead brand insights and technology at Salesforce. I've been with the company for 14 years, and really what our focus on is event technology and putting on our events, both digital and in person, and making sure that we're both bringing Salesforce technology as well as partner technology to deliver those experiences to engage our audiences. Something I've done to make a decision, blending, I think, insights and technology together into one organization. That was initially just sort of an org chart thing, and then we found really a lot of organic, I hate to use the word synergy, but opportunities to sort of connect the dots between what do we know about our audiences and then how do we use that to deliver experiences. So I thought that was an impactful decision.
Brilliant. So Jacqueline, you're coming from Teradata, right? An amazing company. Used Teradata for many companies that I worked with in the past. You're powering probably the world's largest companies with data. Tell us a little bit about yourself. And again, kind of one big decision. And don't be bored by that. I'm sure that you did many of those.
First, let me say I'm a winner. I took my cue winners. But I'm happy to be here, so thank you. I am the Chief Marketing Officer at Teradata, so everything on marketing, brand, communications reports into me. And so let me talk about, I've been at Teradata for the last 2.5 years, and we've been going through a transformation. And that transformation is really going from a legacy data warehouse company to one that's really cloud analytics. And I think the most transformative thing that I've done during my tenure was really to recognize, before AI became all the rage, was that we had some products around analytics that we actually hadn't branded.
Hi, I'm RJ. I'm the Global Head of Event Product and Technology at Bloomberg. I think I'm also a winner, hopefully. TBD. But yeah, my team is a global team, 15. We sit in all 3 regions, and we own the tech stack that we use for the execution of our events, 2,000 to 3,000 a year. That is anything from kind of the product side all the way up to AV, so kind of anything in between end to end, really. I guess going back to your original prompt around kind of, I don't know, was it a win or something that's changed? I'll give you 2. One, I was at Bloomberg, initially hired to run the virtual events program, 200, 300 virtual events a year. We did them, I don't know if people really cared about them that much. I ended up leaving the company. I went to a publishing company and was doing a digital product management there. And then April of 2020, I got a phone call from the former CMO of Bloomberg and said, hey, we now care about virtual events. And so I took that phone call and I ended up coming back. And that's really been kind of a launching place for me to build out this larger event technology group within the company, which wasn't really there before.
And Hardeep, you're one of the top technologists, right? Certainly in Workday, an amazing company. Everyone loves your brand in HR and finance, and you're growing it extremely well. Tell us a little bit about your role and maybe one big decision that made you a winner.
Sure. My name is Hardeep. I am part of the go-to-market team in the business technology, and I manage technology solution for 3 verticals, business units at Workday. One is the Workday Services, Professional Services, Customer Success Management, and the second one is Workday Education, so all the certification that our partner and customers do on our platform. I manage those platforms, and the last one is the partner ecosystem. So I manage the partner ecosystem across Workday. And going back to your question around one big decision, I think last year, one of the challenging decisions that I took is around the partner transformation. We were doing the partner transformation, we were ready to go live, and there's a lot of changes on the leadership side. And there was a lot of angst around, okay, fine, should we go live with this or not? So worked with our business partners really go live to set the foundation for the partner transformation and really leverage the new technology stack to do that. And now we are the second phase of that, where we are launching new capabilities and some of the new technology stack on that. So I think that was one of the key decisions that helped Workday to really move forward in the journey, beside all these changes that we are happening. And there was a lot of data that we gathered to make those decisions and make sure that we manage the risk, we move people around, and do some of other things that, and again, I think one of the things that we do at Workday is human in the loop. So you can get all the data, but you still have to have a human in the loop to make those right decisions. So I think that's one of the major decisions that I made.
So maybe we go a bit deeper now. Jennifer, during COVID, I think one of your executive leaders, right, in Salesforce decided that they want to launch Salesforce Plus, yes. Right? Maybe you can take us a little bit into that journey, which I know it was extremely challenging, but also extremely rewarding, right, for Salesforce. Speak a little bit about how you think about digital experiences and how you bring that type of technologies and AI into those kind of experiences.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to invoke the reminder of the pandemic, but that was a period where we weren't getting together in person like this. Some of you may be familiar with our big user conference, Dreamforce, that takes over part of San Francisco every year, and thank you.
The biggest event in San Francisco.
Yes. Very proud of it. It's coming back in September. But we weren't having those in-person events, but we still wanted to find ways to connect to our audiences and make sure we were sharing updates and keeping that relationship going. We sell CRM at the end of the day. The R stands for relationship. That's really critical for us. And so we had this idea, why don't we go big on a virtual events platform? And why don't we add original content? And why don't we see what this thing can be? And we launched it to great success. And then we started to see in-person events come back, and we had a sort of inflection point of, well, do we now not need this virtual events platform? Is it not important? What we realized in sort of experimenting is it offered us the ability to extend to audiences that we didn't talk to before or connect with before. So, a stat I like to reference is before we had the virtual events platform, we would maybe bring folks from around the world from 22 countries. Now with Salesforce Plus, we can touch 100 plus countries. We double the footprint of our events, meaning the number of audiences that we connect with. So it's really important for us to use that as a scale engine. And when we think about digital experiences, earlier today we were talking about the experience of, it's brand expression. Our events are brand expression. We want our virtual events to be no exception to that rule. Now, we can't get you in a room and immerse you in all of our products, but through virtual, we can still drive connection and engagement. We can drive interaction. We can do all that. So we really try to think about it as just, again, that extension of the brand and the experience that we want to bring to our audiences. And last year, Salesforce Plus was able to unlock hundreds of millions of additional marketing pipeline for us by investing in that.
So, Ajay, maybe share with the crowd, again, we're speaking about thousands, right? Even it's 2,000, 3,000. What's your service delivery model to deal with that size? That's a massive amount of events.
Yeah, I think from the production side, we have a number of different vendors that we use depending on where it is. But I think the whole idea around kind of the tech stack that we've built around this event portfolio is the ability to scale. And that's first and foremost. We've built kind of like a self-managed version, a full service version, and then like something kind of in the middle where my team can set it up and own it, but different users within marketing can come in and make changes and do other things in there. So through kind of those three groups, I think we found success. But yeah, I think it's really just trying to think about kind of leading with the idea of scale and understanding kind of the different users that are going to be kind of impacted by the technology, not just the attendee, which I think typically gets the most attention, but our speakers, our stakeholders, and then the stakeholders from there, obviously subgroups of marketing managers, event managers, and so on and so forth. But yeah, leading with scale, it's not usually the coolest or sexiest thing because often people will come to me and be like, hey, I want to do this. And I'm like, can we scale it? And they're like, no. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to say no, but we need to be thinking about this. I've shifted that slightly in the past 6 months or so, because I think we're finally at a place where we're able to kind of meet the demand from a technology perspective. And so now we're starting to have a little bit more fun of like, piloting different emerging technologies and other things there too.
Jacqueline, I would like to turn to you again. You guys are the trusted data company, right? So I assume that everything that you do internally is AI or databases, at least. What KPIs are you using as a CMO, right, to measure those digital experiences, specifically on online experiences?
I think we like to really think of a holistic approach because there really isn't a single KPI that defines success in marketing. And I think as marketers, we have some of the toughest jobs because the first thing people are asking for is ROI. They mostly
spoke about impact, we said, right?
They mostly don't believe anything that we say. They think we have the funnest jobs and have the most money for some reason, and our budgets are always being cut. And so for me, it really is about optimization. I actually created a job called revenue optimization. The leader of that role is here. And one of our data scientists is here too, because it was really about understanding everything that we were doing in the journey along the funnel and how it impacted the results that we were having as a company. And I needed to be able to articulate that. And I started my career in finance, and then I saw the light. Like, I was like, what am I doing over here? But I knew, having that background, how important it was for CFOs to understand the investments that they were making. And if you have your CFO as like your partner, there is like no better partner, because they're the ones advocating for you with the CEO and giving you investment.
Brilliant, thank you so much. And Ardip, maybe show us the back end of that story, right? So you own the MarTech as well. How do you actually bring in video and MarTech together to support, in the end, the decisions that Jacqueline or Jennifer needs to make in order to decide where to make the next investment?
Yeah, so I think how we use video tech within our ecosystem is on the MarTech side we use it, but specifically in my world, we have a paid service where we share the paid content with our customers. And now the thing is that how do we really bring that content and how do we really see the engagement of the content, right, with our customers? That drives a lot of value behind the scene. If we say, okay, fine, this customer is engaged in the content. When we release, for example, we have 2 releases in a year. So we send like release preparedness webinars. We do deployment preparedness webinars. So we see how the customer is engaging with our content. And how do we really kind of drive that through the CSMs and say, okay, fine, the customer is engaged or customer is not engaged. That gives us signals. Where do we really invest in that customer journey around that? So for example, if you see the customer is not engaged with our content, then we see on the back end some other signals coming in, we see that this could be a kind of a customer who may not renew with us. So we may need to do more investment with that customer, work with that customer more closely. And that's where the investment is done. Then also around stitching the customer journey and saying, okay, fine, where the customer is in their journey, where they are facing the major challenges, and surfacing the right content to them. So even there's a paid content, but we want to surface the right content to them at the right point in time. We see in this their ecosystem, they're facing challenges with talent, for example. So how can we surface the content from a talent to that customer, to that stakeholders, to say, okay, use this content so that they can solve for it.
So with that, esteemed panel, thank you so much. It was amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you to all of our guests, and thank you for tuning in. Join us next time for another episode of Virtually Live, the podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.